You've been wanting to get your book published for over a year or more now, but other priorities keep popping up each day that you sit down to put the final touches on your manuscript. It may not seem like a big deal because you want to get it right. You want to get the best book possible out there. However, you may be leaving more on the table than you realize. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about the 6 ways you are losing money by waiting to publish your book. In addition, we'll be answering a listener-submitted question about how many people you should ask for feedback on your manuscript. This is Your Path to Publish. I'm your host, Zach Christensen. For the past decade, our team has guided authors just like you to find the best path to publish your book, get people excited to buy it even before it launches, and to turn it into the ultimate business card to build your business and your legacy. If you are ready to get your book out of your head and into people's hands, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. I like to watch a lot of Shark Tank, and I've been watching it since the early season. It's motivating to me, and I've learned a tremendous amount by watching all of the pitches that have come in, all the advice that each of the sharks have given to the entrepreneurs. One thing that they always talk about with entrepreneurs and get after them if they don't know this off of the top of their head is their numbers. They absolutely have to know their numbers. They have to know how much revenue is coming in, how much profit they have, what's their burn rate, how much revenue is being put towards marketing costs or customer acquisition costs. Most importantly, the sharks want to know how are they arriving at their valuation and how are they going to make their money back based on what they invest. Getting into the details of those numbers may not sound very sexy or appealing for you as an author. Yes, you want to make money on your book, and yes, you want to be profitable, but numbers may not look that fun. But it will be something that you absolutely need to understand. You can get help with all the details from an accountant or someone else who loves numbers, but you need to understand what it means for you, and that by not having your book out there, especially as an entrepreneur or consultant or coach or expert in your field that wants to build their business, you need to understand how a book is going to impact your numbers. So I want to talk about 6 ways that books will impact your numbers and how you may be losing money by waiting to get your book out there. So let's dive into this. The first is increasing your consulting and speaking fees. Many of the authors that I've worked with, as soon as we have a book published out there for them, they can double their keynote and speaking fees and increase their consulting fees. Why? Because they are seen more as an authority and more credible on the topic that they're speaking about. A book, in a sense, is so much of an ultimate business card for authors and gives some innate credibility. It's a signal that you've put in the work and time to understand your topic and that you can be trusted to give valuable advice. Next is a book can save you on marketing costs. By having a book, you're able to cut through a lot of the work that you may need to do to gain individuals' trust. And you can also offer your book as a free gift on your website. Many authors I know do this, and all they have the customers pay for is the shipping cost, which also includes the cost to print the book. Next is that you can bundle books with your services. The services you offer, you can always include a copy of your book. Or if you're going out to give a keynote, you have your keynote rate plus the cost to purchase the book. And whether you're self-publishing or traditionally publishing, there will be a way that you can get your books purchased for a cheaper rate that you can offer to sell and bundle as part of your keynote services. Next is that by having a book, you're going to attract higher paying clients. There are individuals out there who want to have a way that they can quickly know if they can trust somebody to have the knowledge that they need. And by having the book there, you're able to have more perceived value and you can charge more for your services and attract the clients that are going to be able to pay that. Next is you're going to be able to save time by repurposing your book's content. You spent all this time to get your book written, and whether it's 30, 40, 50,000 words, you can take those and chop it up into blog posts, social media posts, posts for your newsletter. There are many different ways to repurpose your book's content. Now, you may be saying, Zach, that content is special for the book, and I don't want to put it out there because people won't buy the book. Now, honestly, there may be a select few that do that, but what makes your book different is that your content is organized in a process in the book. And when you take a piece of that and put it out there as a value-added content, you're just providing a piece of it. You're not providing the next step that's after that and before that. And so if someone really wants to get your content for free, they can follow you for a long time, get all of your content, and sift through it and organize it themselves. Personally, that sounds exhausting, and I think many people will just opt into purchasing your book and moving on to purchasing your services. And then finally, and honestly, this is my favorite one, is that the book is working for you. They are a tireless employee, and every time someone purchases your book or you give it away, that book is working for you. Now, whether or not someone reads the book, that book is sitting there on their shelves, on their table, and every time they look at it, they see the title of your book and they see your name. And that's building your brand and your credibility in your area of expertise. And for those who actually pick up and read the book, that book is doing the work to show your authority, your expertise, and to showcase that you're the one that they want to work with outside of the book. So bringing this all together, you do want a good product. You want a high quality book that's out there. But if you're waiting for some stroke of inspiration to make a paragraph or a sentence even better than it is now, you may want to take a step back and think, is this good enough? Because sometimes good enough is good enough. And you're always going to be able to find something that you could change, a word you could critique to make it better. And maybe in the long run, you can make those small critiques and it will make it better in the long term. But if that's going to take you years, then my suggestion is for you to think about the money that you're potentially losing and get your book out there and published. So here's my invitation for you today. I want to hear about the book you are working on. Go to juxtabook.com/yourpath-to-publish, and you'll see a place where you can leave a voicemail to submit a question for me to answer. But you can also use that to let me know what book you're working on and how it's going for you. I want to hear. So please go there today to juxtabook.com/yourpath-to-publish and leave your message. In the next episode, we will be talking about launching a successful book with limited time. I'll teach you the process that I use to walk my clients through how they can determine what type of book launch is right for them. Let's jump into answering your submitted questions. If you have a question about a recent episode you'd like to submit, visit juxtabook.com/yourpath-to-publish and click the appropriate button to leave your question.
I love what you're doing here. My question is, what is the right amount of eyes that you want to have review your manuscript prior to submitting it to a publisher? Is there such thing as too many? And I believe I have a sense of what would be too little, but what's your take?
To know how many eyes should be on your manuscript as you're writing as an author is subjective, but it depends upon a few different factors. First is it depends upon the type of book that you're writing, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. Next is to look at who is your target audience. The feedback you receive from your target audience will carry more weight than those who are not. However, don't discount those who are not a part of your target audience, as they may offer some insightful suggestions. And then third, what instructions are you providing to your readers? Depending on the stage of your manuscript, you should set clear expectations of the job to be done for your reviewers. For instance, if it's an early draft, let your readers know that there might be grammatical errors and imperfect sentence structures that will be corrected in future drafts. It's also crucial to define the role of your readers. Do you want them to review your manuscript just to read it and give feedback on the content, to let you know how well they enjoyed it, or to check for comprehension that what you've written is understandable? Clearly defining expectations and directions are key for that constructive feedback. Now, when it comes to the number of reviewers, it largely depends on how much feedback you're open to receiving and how much you can sort through with the time that you'd have. I'd recommend starting with a list of about 15 potential reviewers and then reaching out them to gain their commitment. From experience, if you start with 10 to 15 people, you'll likely get 5 to 10 who actually commit and provide substantial feedback. If you decide to go beyond that, in the asking 20, 30, or 40 reviewers, just be prepared to manage all of the feedback and having the adequate time to review it. Now remember, the feedback that you will receive will be most likely good, but it may not align with your vision for the book. Some suggestions that may be well-intended may divert from the experience that you want to provide for the readers. You are the one who has the final say as the author, because you can see the whole picture of where you want to go with the book and what you want it to provide in its value. So in conclusion, there's no really one-size-fits-all to how many reviewers that you're going to need. It all hinges upon the type of book you have, if you're receiving feedback from your target readers or outside of that, and the instructions that you provide to them based on the stage of your manuscript. Enjoy this stage in your author journey. It's a valuable one and can be one to begin to build your audience and find those who are going to be champions and super fans of your book. Thank you for the question. Thanks for listening today, and dust off that manuscript and turn it into a bestseller that grows your business.